Hey, 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 what's going on, everybody? Back in the bush, Friday night, hanging out with Cindy, doing a bit of organizing and a little bit of just tidying up and cleaning here. It's kind of a spring cleaning going on kind of day. It's a bit wet outside, showering right now, so we can't get a whole lot done outdoors. We've got a lot planned for this weekend. I brought some peat moss. I brought some fertilizer. I brought my little mini rototiller over. We're going to do the garden up. I'm going to rototill that. Before I do that, what I'm going to do too is use my digger and pull some of the big rocks out of the garden. Anybody that watched some of the digger videos, the first test video that I did with it, and just playing in there, just getting the feel of the machine and that, and I pulled out a couple pretty big freaking rocks. Every year when I till that garden, my poor old Troy-built horse model rototiller bounces up over these rocks when I'm tilling it. So what I'm going to do tomorrow is going to be part of what I do this weekend, hopefully, is I'm going to use my machine out there and I'm going to sit inside the garden. I'm going to kind of drag the bucket down and up, and I'm going to see if I can pull some rocks out. Then I'm going to smooth it back out, and then we're going to rototill it and all that and clean that all up. Just fertilized the lawn. Cindy mowed it last week, so it's nice to see it's greening right up and it's looking good out here. Hummingbirds are out here buzzing around. Was no birds at the feeder right away, but they're starting to show up there now. But we're just kicking back, enjoying another Friday night. And I hope you guys are, nice to have you guys back. Nice to hang around. The channel's growing pretty quick here. So, and again, anybody watch the digger videos, it's pretty cool what that machine's doing too. I'm really enjoying using it. I'm going to use it a fair amount again this weekend, hopefully. So I guess we're going to just putter away here for a while, and we'll get outside in a little while, or whatever. Anyway, we'll see what's going on here in a bit. Show you guys what we're having for supper here out of Costco the other day. And roast. Look at that. That nice roast beef in there cooking away. Nice slow cook in the Dutch oven on the stove. So it's going to be a wonderful dinner here a little while later. That's what we're having for supper. Kitties are somewhere. Not even sure where they went. Fred and Daisy are here somewhere. Haven't seen them in a while. But they're around here too. Supper is cooking away here. Let me show you guys. I think it's almost done. Check this out. Oh, how nice does that look? And those are fiddleheads that we put in there in the stew, or in the roast. And I can't say I've ever had them that way, but why not? There is carrots, onions, and fiddleheads, and some garlic in there. And that's about it. Should be tasty. Gonna be eating here soon. Still showering on and off a little bit. It's almost supper time, and I can't get anything done outside yet, but I hope to very soon here. Wow, it doesn't get much better than this, guys. Roast beef dinner, perfectly cooked. How tasty does that look, eh? We're going to sit down here now and enjoy our supper. Well, it's Saturday morning here in the woods, and it is going to be a fabulous freaking day. It's supposed to go up to 23 degrees Celsius, which is what, 75, 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Going to be doing a bunch of gardening out front first. I've got this I bought yesterday. This is bags of mega soil, they call it, from the garden center, and there's all 3 bales of peat moss here I got. What I'm going to do, the blue jays out here, I'm going to the peat moss is going to go in the garden, and the 4 bags of stuff, I want a row. I planted a row of sunflowers last year up along the edge of the woods out front, and I want to put that row out here again. It looks really nice when you come down the road and you see all these sunflowers out there. They didn't grow that well last year because I didn't have real good soil and all that. So I also have a little mini old school rototiller here I brought from home. This whole thing works amazing. It's only a little 2 horsepower, but it's wide enough. I don't want a real wide row. It's only going to be sunflowers. So we're going to do that. Going to get everything out front, but what I'm going to do in the garden before I rototill it with my Troy-built is I'm going to use my digger And I'm going to actually go out and pull some of the rocks out of there. I'm going to kind of bring it across and pull some of the soil, because when I did my test video, if anybody of you guys saw that, the first test out there in the garden, I pulled out a couple big rocks and I was just playing around with it. I can operate it a little bit better now. So I'm going to try to actually pull some of the, you know, the big rocks and that out of that garden. So see how that works. So the first thing we're going to have to do is move the machine out front. And looking already here this morning, I got a feeling this may be the first day the black flies are going to give us a real hard time. We're going to have to wear some fly dope. So anyways, hang in there. We're going to get this machine out there and start playing around a bit. Well guys, it is time to move this thing out to the front property. And again, I had said those wheels, I don't know how much I'm going to use those wheels. Yeah, watch this. And there's plywood in the truck, by the way. The side-by-side has plywood in the back. Hasn't run all week, one pole. All right. All right, let's try this. Bear with me, it's been a bit. Whoops. People think this is easy, it's not, but every time I sit these down, I'm tearing up my driveway, right? Probably enough right there. Well, how's that, boys and girls? Check that out. This is the way to move this rig. Watch this. Honestly, is that not the easiest way that you could ever move this machine? I've already gone from the back to my front field, where I'm going to operate this a lot of the time. I haven't touched that. I just tagged a ride with a side-by-side. Not everybody's lucky enough to have a side-by-side to move one around, but I want to tell you, I will never, probably ever have to use those wheels. they were as cool as what they could be dangerous. A lot of people said you got no brakes on it now. Well, no, but I mean, if I was towing it, it's going to stay behind the tow vehicle. If somebody's riding on it, I could have Cindy on it. She could drop the bucket and get out of control, but I don't want it to come to that. So anyway, this is probably the best scenario for everything, is a piece of friggin' old plywood in the back of the machine. I don't even have the shocks cranked up on this. I normally trail ride this bike, and I've got the suspension that's fully adjustable, three-way adjustable shocks. I mean, it's a sport model. And I've got the shocks at this almost the softest setting right now, so this thing rides like a marshmallow. So if I actually jacked it up a bit, again, I wouldn't even squat at all when I lift that. So, but what a freaking cool way to transport it. I like it. What I have to do out here now, and you guys aren't going to want to watch this, I hate to do it, but look at my lawn. See how long it is? This might glare, but I'm going to try to show you anyway. So these bluets, they're called bluets. The whole field's full of them, but the problem is I got to cut the lawn anyway, so I might as well cut it before I start digging in the garden. So I'm going to get my big old tractor out, spin it around when I mow the lawn here, and then I'll talk to you guys in a little bit once I get back to digging. The belt just come off. Get down there. The belt come off. Well, there you go, just my luck, and it wasn't Cindy's fault at all, but the belt is gone on that tractor. It's an old belt, it was slipping bad. Look at the Kevlar coming out of it, right? So I'm gonna have to mow it by hand, I guess. Brutal, but she offered to do it, so quite a girl. Well, there you go. How's that? Have you ever seen anything so easy to move around in your life once you use a little bit of physics? Luckily, again, I own a side-by-side that I can do that with, right? You can do it with the truck, no problem at all. Only problem is, can't get the truck into a tight spot. The side-by-side's half the wheelbase of the truck. So anyway, I'm gonna fire this thing up, I'm gonna walk it in position, then I'm gonna start digging for a bit, and I'm gonna pull some rocks out of here as my goal for today, and then I'm gonna till it later. But for now, we gotta move this thing into working mode. I think that's probably far enough. Yeah. Here we go. So I'm just going to pull rocks out of here for now, is what I'm going to try to do, right? If there is any big rocks. No. Oh, nothing there. Might be the only two big ones in it, who knows? What a nice machine though. Really is. Once you get used to it. And it's not hard to get a full bucket. No big rocks at all, guys. I'm down in the gravel there now. That's past my good soil. There's a couple. There we go. Found a couple. That's what I wanted to pull out. No rocks. No. Whoops. Well, there you go, guys. I'm going to just fire up the machine again. I'm going to spread some of this back around so I don't have to do it by hand, but there's not a lot of big rocks in here. I'm quite surprised. So, and it was just a little test for the toys. So I'm going to bring out the big old Troy-built tiller here in a few minutes and try to make a few passes through that because I got peat mosses going in here next. So what a beautiful freaking day. It's already like 23 degrees out here, and there's just enough of a breeze. The black flies aren't that bad. So having a good day. Hope you guys are too. What an amazing day it has turned into. 25 degrees. Cindy is sunbathing after she worked her little arse off out here, mowed the whole lawn and mowed the lawn and at the cabin and everything else. So you guys can see, I got this leveled out a bit. I just used the plow on the side by side and flattened it down after I moved it around the digger. I got most of the rocks out, which is nice. One pole. Blows my mind. 1990 Troy-built horse tiller. Last year did the same thing. Pull it out from sitting all winter. No fuel stabilizer. Nothing. One pole. Gotta love an old 8 horsepower Briggs and Stratton. Anyway, time to start rototilling the garden. Might as well get her done, I guess. It'll be a good little mix in here and 3 bales of peat moss. What a beast, eh? Well, there you go, everybody. That's done. Thank God. I'm still pulling up rocks. I'll never stop pulling up rocks doing this garden. Still pulling up some pretty good rocks. But you got to admit, that's some nice looking soil. And I'm going to do one more pass, I think, down this side to cut this edge a little better. Try that. There you go, folks. That is it for now for this. I think I'm going to go in and take it easy in the camp for a few minutes. Nice to have that all rototilled up. Didn't that work beautiful? That old horse model, Troy built the horse model rototiller. That thing's like a 1990. It's even got electric start. I got to fix that. This guy Key Electric, you can just turn the key to start it. Not working right now. I haven't been bothered to have a look at it, and it needs a set of tines. The tines are pretty well worn out, but anyway, you can see it still pulverizes it quite well. So I don't put any huge garden here, just some veggies, and what I do put in, the deer end up eating half of it anyway, so kind of a battle with them, but so nice to get a few fresh things when we're out here. They'll even eat the blooms off your potatoes. Good morning again, guys. It's Sunday morning. We're going to do a bunch of stuff here today before we leave, but I'm not going to film most of it. I'm just going to cut the video off here soon, but I'm going to show you what we got done in the front here. Come out pretty good. Did some more digging yesterday with the digger, making my gravel pile bigger. You can see that thing works unbelievably well. It is already 21 degrees. It's going to be 30 here today, they're saying. 30 degrees Celsius. So it's going to be a roaster of a day. But I got this looking good out here. The garden is all rototilled yesterday. And you can see over here, I now have a row to plant sunflowers. All the way up the hill. It's right up to the top of the hill there. So I put 4 bags of that, I think they call it mega soil, which you can buy, and rototilled it all in and added a bit of fertilizer. So hopefully maybe next week we come back, we can actually plant a row of sunflowers. So they're going to go the whole way down the hill. It's going to look kind of cool. Hopefully I got some mammoth seeds, mammoth sunflower seeds. Wild blueberries here. These are bumblebee right there. They're looking good already. You can see another one over here. That's a domestic one I planted last year. Needs something put around it, I think. Another wild one. There was another domestic one here somewhere that I planted last year. Somebody was kind enough to run over the snowmobile this winter, come all up through here, and they ripped it all apart with a sled, and I don't even know where it was here now. But I think they killed it. Oh, right here. How sad is that? Broken right off. Thanks, sledder, whoever you were. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's when I planted here. There's a road right here to get down, but people see the field here, you know, so they felt the need, I guess, to drive through. Anyway, whatever. Place is all mowed up. Got her cleaned up well yesterday. So I'm going to cut this video off now. Raspberries are all trimmed up all around them. they're looking good. So again, I'm going to cut this video off now, I think, and we're going to do some more stuff around here and get out of here later on. So if you like my silly content, like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And if nothing else, just try to live simply and remain grateful, and we'll talk to you soon.